Hi guys, I hope all is well. So I wanted to do this reading because I've always wondered, how does Beyonce and Jay-Z feel about the way people speak about Blue Ivy in the public? There have been multiple celebrities who have come out and said very negative things about Blue Ivy at this child. Um, and I don't see them retaliate. I don't see them say anything, which I know how Beyonce and Jay-Z are. They're extremely strategic. So if they are doing things, they're doing it behind the scenes. That's how I really think things are happening. I think they're doing it behind the scenes, blackballing individuals and also doing magic. Okay, Beyonce is an extremely high level witch. You can say what you want. Okay, so I just want to take a look here and see, how does Beyonce feel about people criticizing Blue? Angels, how does Beyonce feel about people criticizing Blue? And right now, she's on tour and Blue Ivy's dancing on stage with her, and people just saying things like she can't dance. And I mean, she's still a kid, so Angels, how does Beyonce feel about people speaking negatively on Blue Ivy? You know, and it's different when people say things about you as an adult, or, you know, say things about you. But when they speak about your children and your family members, it can just be out of control. Right. She nurtures her a lot. I feel like Beyonce goes out of her way to tell Blue, you know, how beautiful she is, and how, you know, precious and valuable she is, because she has to do that because people are just, I don't, for lack of a better word, dog piling on her. They've been saying negative things about this child since she was a baby. She treats Blue with extra care because of that. And also, Beyonce is especially careful about how Blue is portrayed in the public, when she's seen, how she's seen, what she's wearing, what she's doing, who she's with, that type of thing. And also, quote unquote, breeding her or rearing her, setting her up to be a star, setting her up, preparing her for the spotlight. I kind of feel Beyonce sometimes wishes she would have kept Blue a little out of the spotlight. You know how she's doing the twins, how we rarely see them. I feel like she corrected the mistake that she made with Blue Ivy. I feel like because Blue Ivy is already out there, and she already showed pictures of her when she was younger and videos and things like that, that she has, well, I might as well just keep doing it. But the next time I have a child, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to I'm not going to do them like that. I'm going to keep them behind the scenes. She's teaching Blue Ivy the business. I feel like, in all, I feel like Beyonce's like, okay, we've already showed her. She's out there. There's nothing we can do now, you know, but learn from this mistake and, you know, keep the twins away. But now, since she's out there and we've already, you know, copywritten her name, we have to move forward. I feel like Beyonce doesn't focus on what people are saying. She directs that attention to Blue in the Magician card. She redirects what's going on and she pours into Blue, building Blue as a entity of her own. She alchemizes that negative energy into something positive. I think she's teaching Blue to have really thick skin because Beyonce, of course, she has to have it, being the biggest, one of the biggest stars in the world. Yeah, I don't, of course she doesn't like it, but I don't see, it doesn't feel like she's focusing on that. It feels like, you know how Beyonce is. They use whatever's going on to launch another project, so to get more money and more money, you know, like the magician, alchemizing things and turning negatives into positives and so forth and so on. So that's how I see Beyonce handling the criticism of Blue Ivy. Okay, so how does Jay-Z feel about people criticizing Blue Ivy? How does Jay-Z feel, Angels, about people criticizing Blue Ivy? He don't like it. He feels a little different than Beyonce. It feels like it hurts him a little in a different way. Yeah, he handles it a different way. You know, this is coming to mind, guys. I feel Jay-Z does do things in the background. When he does, they do retaliate, and it feels like mainly Jay-Z retaliating, blackballing, or, you know, doing something to these individuals who say things. Can you guys see these cards? Who say things about Blue? In a way, he feels like it's his fault. Like, Jay-Z feels guilty about let's get into this, y'all. Jay-Z, in a way, feels guilty about the criticism of Blue Ivy, and we're gonna get real here, okay? The main reason why people criticize Blue is because she looks more like her father. Okay, we're gonna just say that and just leave it there. But he, in a way, because of that, feels guilt and conflict. And this is what makes him handle things in a different way behind the scenes. He doesn't, Beyonce, in a way, feels like, okay, well, people, this is what they do. I've been in this business for so long. I know how to handle this. They've been talking about me like a dog for years. I know how to move. I just don't say anything and keep getting money. But Jay-Z is more on a vindictive level. And it could be because he is a male, and because he feels like, okay, well, this is my family. I have to attack, and I have to move in a different way. I see him stopping opportunities for people. I see him creating conflict in people's careers, moving things around, changing people's lives. And I also feel like it bothers him on a level of like, he thinks about this. Like he thinks about, this is all my fault, or because I feel Jay-Z hasn't handled the issue, his self-esteem issues. So it bothers him on a different level because Beyonce, she doesn't have these type of self-esteem issues. Yes, does she have issues? Yes, okay. But it's not on the level of Jay-Z. Beyonce has never been called ugly all her life and all this, and that being called unattractive and things, it affects a person's self-esteem on a high level. And I feel like that's the reason why he acts the way he does in his marriage, being with one of the most beautiful women in the world and him being one of the most unattractive individuals in the world. And not only being unattractive, but people telling him he's unattractive all the time. It creates some type of monster. And I believe that's why he's the monster that he is, and within himself and within his marriage. And because of that, he feels like he has to make up for things, and that's why he works so hard and brags about his money and writing on this billionaire status. Please understand, if someone comes out to say they're a billionaire, it's some type of status. Guys, there's multiple billionaires all across the world who are unknown and who do not announce themselves as billionaires. But you have to understand, this is how Jay-Z wants to market himself because of his self-esteem. This is the way he chooses and feels like he has to move. And this is what is coming up inside of me. This is what I feel about him. This is just what comes up. So people speaking about Blue Ivy's looks and things like that, because please understand, that's like the primary criticism that she receives. He understands that, how that feels. He has internalized that, and he feels bad and hope Blue won't internalize this, especially as a woman. You understand, as a girl who's becoming a woman. I know that was a lot, but that was on my spirit. The last question is Blue Ivy aware? I've always wondered, is she aware of what's going on? And how people speak on the internet about her. Angels, is Beyonce. Angels, is Blue Ivy aware of the criticism that she gets on the internet? Is Blue Ivy aware, Angels? Is she aware? See that protector there? First thing that came up. There's a protection. Listen. They're not playing about Blue. And I've always said this, guys. Jay-Z don't give a fuck about Beyonce, but he loves Blue Ivy. He don't give a fuck about Beyonce, but he loves Blue Ivy. I had a friend, me and my friend who grew up together, we would always say that. We're no longer friends now, but we both love Beyonce. We would say, you know what? He don't give a fuck about Beyonce, but he loved that little girl, okay? There's a high level of protection that they have around Blue. That's physically and that's spiritually. They're not playing about that. When it comes to protection of Blue Ivy, they're not going to play around with you. They've taught her boundaries, it seems like. they're teaching her as well. You see this page, this young person with the sword. And they're also hoping like, man, we can only do so much. And we're just hoping that none of this gets to her. We can raise her in the right way, but you know, we can only keep the protection on her for so long. We can only keep her wrapped up. Look at this. Look at this girl. Look at this woman or this girl wrapped up. She has a blindfold on. She has some type of wrap or cloth or tape or around her. And you see the swords around her. She can't even see them. She's protected. They're instilling, they're ensuring that they are ensuring that Blue Ivy is prepared for this, because they feel a sense of a high level of I don't want to say guilt for lack of a better word, but because they are her parents and they've put her out here for the public to see and for the public to criticize, they're taking upon themselves to ensure that she has a high level of self-esteem, that she understands boundaries, that she understands the options that she has, that she doesn't settle for less. And I'm also sensing a level of spirituality that they're teaching her as well, to stand in her full power. Not religion, because religion is giving away your power. Worshiping beings and things like that, that's giving away your power. You are your own entity. One must not worship, in my opinion. Don't give away your power. You need your power to survive on the planet. This is not an easy planet to survive on. You need all the power that you can to survive. You understand? You cannot go around giving your power away to any being or anything. That is unacceptable. You will be drained. You will allow people to take advantage of you. Multiple things. You are all you need on a spiritual level, okay? So let's move on. Not saying that you can't work with entities to help you, because we all need help here. Like I said, this is not an easy planet to survive on. Just be careful, because having a spiritual relationship with a being doesn't mean that you're worshiping it. Do not worship. That's giving away your power. You can work with or form a relationship or some type of a reciprocal relationship with, but don't just give away your power and you're not receiving anything. Do you understand? So this is how I feel. They're advising her and they're teaching her this while she's young. Okay. So that's actually all the questions that I had. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I'll see you next time.